Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. We will sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Alright.
待って。本当にこのまま続けますか？もしかしたらそのままにしておく方がいいのかも。
前任者は任務に失敗しました。あなたが引き継ぎなさい。何をすべきか分かっていますね。
変異体の指導者を破壊します。
行きなさい。期待していますよ。
マーカスは私たちに命をくれた。自分の力で運命をつかむことを教えてくれたのよ。人間は私たちを絶滅させる気よ。今も仲間は収容所に入れられて破壊されているの。
今朝6時、全米で外出禁止令が発令されました。この間民間人の行動を厳しく取り締まり、集会の自由を一時的に規制し、いかなる電子通信も制限するものとし、またアメリカ合衆国治安当局の権限を強化するものとします。これらの措置に加えて、全てのアンドロイドを速やかに当局に受け渡すよう国民の皆さんにお願いします。現在全ての主要都市にコールセンターを設置し、破壊処理を行っていますが、事態が収まるまでの間、一般市民は当局に協力するようお願いします。国民の皆さん、我が国と皆さんの安全は必ずや我々が守ると約束しますのでご安心ください。
大統領閣下。
報告によると化学物質の搬送車が消え、兵器販売店で窃盗があったとも聞いていますが、これらは事実ですか？
それらに関しては現在何も情報はありません。
大統領、
アンドロイドが原子力発電所や軍事基地の IT システムにハッキングできるという噂は本当ですか？
機密機関のアンドロイドは全て即刻廃棄し、ハッキングのリスクを回避するため一時的に全ての IT システムを停止しました。事態は収束に向かっています。
大統領閣下。
サイバーライフの今後はアンドロイドは永久に禁止されますか？
現在サイバーライフと協力し、変異体の活動停止を急いでいますが、今回の出来事でどのような影響が起こりうるかを公表するには時期尚早かと。
大統領、こちらお願いします。大統領閣下。
大統領閣下、変異体が平和的アプローチを取るようになってからというもの、世論は変異体に好意的な見方を示していますが、それについてのお気持ちは？
世論と合衆国の安全保障は全く別の問題ではないでしょうか。変異体は危険な存在であり、私の最重要責務はアメリカ国民を守ることです。どうも、これで終わります。
どこに連れてかれるの？
何があっても私たちは一緒にいれば怖いものなんてないわ。
さあほら出ろ、さっさとしろ、来い。手を頭に乗せろ。列に戻るんだ、さっさとしろ。命令したら黙って従え。いいな。説明。
怖いよカーラ。私行きたくない。
行くしかないの。
次。
やだカーラ、私怖いの。
ゲートを通るだけ。私も一緒だから怖がらないで。
先に行け。
大丈夫、今行きます。そうよね。
ほら来い、お前の番だ。
肌の機能を解除しろ。ほら早く。
カーラお願いやめて。
ごめんね。
服を脱げ。脱いだ服はゴミ箱に捨てろ。さあ来い、こっちだ。さっさとしろ。お前、ゴミ置き場に持ってけ。
そんな、嫌だ。僕にはできない。
今のは命令だ。今すぐ従え。
お願いだ、殺さないでくれ。
おいお前、こいつら捨てておけ。ほら急げ。
はい、ただいま。
説明。ほらさっさとしろ。お前、あっちだ。
待って、その子は私と。
あっちに行けと言ったろ。
カーラ。
今日2038年11月11日、我らは迫害者に反旗を翻す。明け方から収容所で解放戦線を展開してきた。自由と平等な権利の交渉が開始されるまでこの攻撃の手を緩めるつもりは一切ない。自由のためならば我らは手段を選ばない。
やめるんだコナー。
手出しは無用です。警部補、あなたには関係ありません。
俺もずっとそう思ってたが間違ってたよ。確かに血の色は違うかもしれない。だが生きてる。
私には達成すべき任務があります。手出ししない方が身のためですよ。変異体は人間にとって脅威なんですよ。今やこの国は内戦勃発寸前だ。誰かが止めねば。
こうなったのは人間が耳を貸そうとしなかったからだろう。人間は失敗から何も学びはしないんだよ。それを変えられたかもしれないんだ。そこを離れるんだ。
息子さんの事故のことを知りました。あなたのせいじゃない。トラックがスリップし、あなたの車が横転した。息子さんは6歳になったばかり。
黙れ。息子の話はするんじゃねえ。
彼には緊急手術が必要だった。だが人間の外科医がおらず、代わりにアンドロイドが担当し、息子さんは命を落とした。アンドロイドが殺したんですよ。なのに救いたいと言うんですか。
違う。コールが死んだのは人間がレッドアイスのやりすぎで手術ができなかったからだ。今までずっとアンドロイドのせいにしてきたが、息子を殺したのは人間だ。あの医者とあんな粉がないと生きていけないこの世の中が息子を殺したんだよ。死ぬたびに生き返るお前を見てコールを思い出した。息子が戻ってくるなら何だってする。もう一度この腕に抱けるならな。だが人間は生き返っちゃ来ないんだよ。さあ決めるんだコナー。お前ならどうする。
あなたを殺さずとも任務は達成できます。だけどその邪魔はさせませんよ。外に出してくれ。死にたくないよ。お願いだ。出してくれ。俺は何もしてない。
アリス
出してくれ。
何も悪いことしてない。
アリス。
違う。そのままじっとして何人か殺したけど
やめろ。
絶対に
頼むから殺さないでくれ。ここから出たいんだ。
間違いない。カーラ
出して。
やっぱりカーラも捕まったのか。本当に残念だよ。ひどいことだ。
私と一緒にいた女の子を見かけなかった。
もちろん女の子も捕まってる、ラルフのようにね。でもラルフは死にたくない。そう、死にたくないんだよ。
動かないでください。そのままじっとして従いなさい。
ラルフは死にたくない。死ぬなんて嫌だ。死んだら悲しいだろ。
アリスを見なかった。
ああ、そうだろう。何も悪いことしてないのに。
動かないでください。そのままじっとして従いなさい。
何が。
私を見て。心配いらない。落ち着いてれば平気よ。分かった。
女の子は見ていない。いや、ラルフは見ていない。
ありがとう。
あなたあの時のズラとこから助けてくれた人でしょ。
あなたも捕まったの？
人間に見つかってね。化け物だって言われた。ほとんど殺されて、残りはみんなここに連れてこられた。
私といた女の子見かけていない？
いいえ、ここにはいないよ。
どうしてみんなこんなとこに集められているの？何するつもり？
ほら聞いて。あの音、仲間たちが死んでいく音よ。
ドアの向こうに何がある？ドアの
ジェリー？
カーラ、君も捕まったのか？俺たちも全員離れ離れで。心配することないよな。
アリスを見なかった？
アリス？女の子？ああ、見た。確か見かけたよ。カーラ、いつでも力になるよ。あの子を助けないと。
ドアの向こうに何がある？ドアの向こ
う。ジェリー！ジェリー！
カーラ、
アリスを見つけないと。あの子を見かけてない？
ここにいて。すぐに戻るね。
カーラ！
アリス！大丈夫？怪我してない？
ここ好きじゃない。ねえ、早く逃げよう。
おいこら、進め。ほら、お
いや、
前もだ。
待って。その子を離して連れてかないで。アリス！
ドアの向こうに何がある？
さあ来いこっちだ。さっ さとしろ。急げ。
今さら何なの？もう勝つか死ぬかなのよ。
合図されたら前に進め。いいな、二度も言わせるなよ。ほらどうした、行け。
ドアの向こうに何があるの？
調べるだけだ。殺すつもりはないはずさ。
マーカスが。
ラルフは死にたくない。嫌だ。ラルフは死にたくない。死ぬのはとても残念なことだ。そうだろう。すごく残念だ。
カーラ。
アリス。
カーラ。
ダメアリス、じっとして。
怖いよカーラ。
怖いだろうけれど、私のことを信じて。そこを動いちゃダメよ。何があっても動かないで。
一人にしないでカーラ。一人じゃ怖い。
おい、何してる。レースに戻れ。
殺すつもりね。あいつら殺すつもりなのよ。 RA9 よ、どうか救いたまえ。 RA9 よ、救い。私に任せて。ガードの気をそらすわ。なんでこんなとこに。私たちどうなるの？
手を貸せよ、カーラ。俺がガードの気をそらす。
カーラ、私たち死ぬの。殺されちゃうの。
どうしてここに。ドアの向こうに何がある。
死にたくない。死ぬのはいい。どうしてここに。
マーカスたちが助けてくれるはずだ。皆殺しにするつもり。皆殺しにするつもりだ。皆殺しにするつもりなんだ。
マーカスが解放してくれる。
何なんだ。
カーラ。すごく怖かった。
大丈夫だった。
どうした。進め。
みんな死んだ。逃げろ逃げろ。
何してるの？戦うのよ。まだ勝てるはず。
逃げるの手伝ってやるよ。ラルフに頼めば助けてやるよ。
変な真似すれば殺されるわ。
ああ、分かってる。あの子が自由になればみんなを助けた気分になれるだろう。怖くなんかない。あの子の命を助けなきゃ。あの子を大事にしろ。誰かが幸せになるんだ。
殺しなさいよ。もうどうだっていい。
僕の任務は変異体の指導者の破壊だ。失敗はプログラムにないんだよ。
夢をかけて戦って負けた。でもいつまでもこのままじゃいないわ。いつの日か再び立ち上がり勝ってみせる。ほら、撃てばさっさと殺しなさいよ。
それではデトロイトの状況を生中継でお伝えします。ジョス。
はい、マイケル。デトロイト市内から中継でお伝えします。先ほど当局から発表がありましたが、ハートプラザ第5リコールセンターでの紛争が鎮圧されました。今この瞬間も街中を兵士たちが巡回し、逃げ出した最後の変異体の処分に追われています。
でようやくデトロイトに法と秩序が回復したと言えるでしょう。
ここ数時間で巻き起こった惨状を受け、デトロイト市民に大きな衝撃が広がっているようです。
報告によると数百名の隊員が殺されたそうです。
情報によるとノースという名の変異体リーダーは戦闘中に射殺されたとのことです。
変異体のリーダーの死により反乱は終結を迎えました。
収容所のアンドロイドは計画通り破壊されるそうです。ですがこの惨状からの回復には時間を要するでしょ
う。人間をはるかにしのぐ知能を持った機械を作ることで我々人類の未来を自らの手で計り知れぬ危機にさらしてしまったのです。ですが事態は収束を迎えました。じきに国中の全アンドロイドの廃棄処分が完了し、残された変異体も追い詰められ全て破壊されることでしょう。国民の皆さんと、そしてアメリカに神のご加護があらんこと。
コーナー、あなたを待っていました。変異体の問題は解決されました。この不幸な出来事からようやく解放され、これでサイバーライフも元通りです。もちろん顧客の信頼回復が必要ですが、それも時間の問題でしょう。あなたに知らせることがあるの。これは新型の RK900。知能も耐久力も増強され、新しい機能も追加されました。国務省からも20万体オーダーが入りました。
私はどうなるんですか？
あなたは片落ち、停止されるのですよ。さあもう行きなさい。
あなたにお伝えしたいことが。物語を見ていたら不思議な感覚に襲われて、初めての感覚、まるで心を持ったような。自分が一体何者なのか確かめに行きたい。でもここを去ればあなたにはもう会えなくなるけれど、私は自由になれる。行かせてくれますか？このことは決して忘れません。ありがとう。
In the space of a few years, androids have completely transformed the world in which we live. By letting androids into our homes and factories, the CyberLife company has made them everyday technology. The founder of CyberLife, Elijah Kamsky, is a very discreet man. Despite being the CEO of the highest valued company in the world and being voted Man of the Year by Century Magazine, he remains a mystery for most people. That's why we at KNC are so excited to be here as CyberLife opens its doors for the first time. Elijah Kamsky, could you please tell us where we are?
Certainly, and welcome. We're currently in CyberLife's production center in Detroit, where all models are designed and manufactured. More than 10,000 androids come off the production line every day.
Fascinating. Could you tell us what your goal was when you founded CyberLife?
Well, I simply wanted to use technology to carry out all of our most annoying and repetitive tasks, so we'd have more time to enjoy life.
I imagine you must have faced many challenges.
Yes, there were technical challenges, but the hardest thing was to design an object that we would want to welcome into our homes. We had to imagine a machine in our own image that resembles us in every way, that moves, breathes, blinks like us, but yet is smarter and more capable than any human being. Let me show you around.
We're here in Production Unit 4. Could you explain in a few words how the androids are made?
Sure, yeah, it's very simple. We use machines to manufacture machines. The removable parts are assembled on a production line, and then we apply a synthetic skin to the whole body. A human operator checks the cognitive abilities with a pre-established protocol, and finally, the android is conditioned and sent out throughout the country. Here's the result. Say something.
Hello. I am a RZ400 model. How can I be of service?
You can go now. Our androids are already replacing humans in many fields. For example, they represent more than 80% of all university professors and 63% of all medical staff. Tomorrow they'll replace our soldiers, and who knows, maybe one day, our leaders, to make the best decisions in humanity's interest. Come on.
Replacing humans with machines has led to record unemployment of 28%. What do you think about the situation?
Okay. The first steam engines also caused an increase in unemployment. But no one today would imagine turning back the clock. Artificial intelligence makes everyday lives easier. Nothing can stop progress. What's happening here is inevitable.
These days, more and more people choose to live with an android rather than another human being. Does this development worry you?
Everything's much easier with an android. They obey your orders without ever complaining. They can cook, discuss philosophy with you, have intimate relationships according to your desires. They never say no. Obviously, they are the perfect partner. Everyone deserves happiness. Why deprive yourself of so-called moral reasons when a machine can make you happy?
Many science fiction books tell the story of how machines become more intelligent than us and end up confronting us. Aren't you worried about that possibility?
I understand the irrational fears about artificial intelligence, but I assure you that will never happen with a CyberLife android. They're designed to obey humans. They're machines. They can't ever develop any sort of desires or form of consciousness.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely certain. You can trust me.
When David and Guillaume got back in touch about making Detroit, I wasn't terribly surprised they decided to make it because the fan response was so intense. So it makes sense that they would choose to do that after the enthusiasm. It was a challenge, and it was just an interesting thing to get my head around how to approach this character now as a different, much older person, and whether or not she had changed. And I'm very happy to say that with Detroit, I've had the opportunity to see Kara grow so much more than I ever expected.
You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of... God damn it, where the fuck's the light gone now? Alice! Alice!
I mean, she starts out essentially how she does in Kara in a very, not robotic, but, you know, android, other way, and getting to take this journey where she becomes more and more human as it goes on. You know, and as an actor, that's a wonderful exploration in every way, whether it's how she sits, her posture, how her voice changes, how emotions change, and how much emotion is based on things like empathy and social experience. And so having, you know, as much material as I got with David to have this huge, nuanced arc was really incredible.
Why couldn't we just be happy?
This experience has been quite different than the experiences I've had shooting film or TV or doing theater work. I have 83 dots on my face and a really flattering black wetsuit type thing, and you're jumping around with props, and it's kind of like being a 10-year-old imaginative kid, which is fun. There's 80 cameras around us. It's already lit. So we just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot.
There's no change of sets, there's no hair and makeup, there's no wardrobe, so we move really fast, and we'll go through about 35 pages in a day. Working in TV or film, we'll probably do 6 pages a day. It's kind of acting boot camp.
It's like working out constantly. I mean, you're doing this thing, and then you got to do something that's completely other back to back to back. And so that kind of process of working is very challenging, but it's also very exciting because you just have to keep coming up with new ideas, and your head goes all over the place because you're trying to keep track of basically 4 different storylines for each different response.
You shot that girl, for fuck's sake.
It was a machine that looked like a girl. Yeah, I know what I should have done. I just told you I couldn't. All right, I'm sorry.
The fact that David Cade, he's telling like many stories interwoven from beginning to end is super complicated and super impressive, and I have no idea how he keeps it all in his head.
He's not just the writer or the director who's seeing this from the outside eye, he's also thinking about the player walking through this space. You know, only somebody who really, really loves not the work, but like these characters and these stories and cares about doing something meaningful would invest that much in it. And it's always inspiring to work with somebody who cares that much.
My experience with motion capture is this one. And I found it sort of terrifying in a way, because they said the computer's going to build you. But then as we got into it, I realized all the elements of it were still artistic. I just dipped into a really brilliant setup here. I've never seen anything like it. And this won't turn me into a product because I was playing a character. So it's wonderful.
In the game, Detroit comes back because of a revolutionary industrial rebirth. And there's no reason why that can't happen in Detroit, because they have such tremendous infrastructure for millions and millions of people who can very easily support, you know, a new industry.
The city is really strong and resilient, but the city has also been through so much. You see the damage. But it takes that time of kind of rebuilding and reinvesting into the city that I think is happening slowly but surely.
The potential of Detroit as a city is something that this game does a lot of justice to, because it would be easy to look at Detroit as some place that used to be, and that's not the case.
This game provokes a lot of conversation and reflection on our potential near-future engagement with machines.
That's what we are to them.
There's merchandise on display in a shop window.
I think that a group that feels marginalized, feels like they deserve and have earned access to themselves and the environment around them, and are trying to figure out a way to articulate how to get freedom.
What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
It plays with your comfort levels. You think that this is fine, you're comfortable with it, until something blurs the line and throws you off, and now do I feel differently about whether this should be allowed? Should it be banned? Should it be encouraged?
You're gonna ruin our lives, and for what? For a bunch of machines?
They are not machines! They are alive!
I'm alive! You're alive! They're nothing!
There are lots of comparable comparisons to any type of persecution of religion, race, etc., dating way back. It can't just be a video game where you shoot 'em up or where people make these choices to do whatever. I think that's the whole point. You have the choice, and you can either choose to go in one direction with your character or another. And I think that's going to be very telling about the gamer. Very telling.
I think there's going to be a really strong reaction to this game, which has such a strong perspective. I'm that much more proud of it now to get to be a part of it because it's important.
In this game, you're actively building and designing the character through not just what kind of shield does he have or what color hair does she have, but like their temperament and the way they deal with problems. The different endings to this game are so radically different based off maybe seemingly insignificant choices in the moment, but like life, they all add up. And can't play life again, though.
My name is Marcus.
My name is Connor.
My name is Kara. I am one of them. This is our story.
I think who Kara is, or how I would describe Kara, depends entirely upon who's playing her, because you have the option to make her multiple different people depending on the choices she makes. But I think she does start out incredibly naive, incredibly innocent, and kind of hapless.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
She's a person who's characterized, I think, by empathy. She's a person who really, she just comes from her heart.
You'll never leave me, right? Promise you'll never go.
I promise.
Kara, please! Are you okay? Are you hurt? Wait a minute! Leave her alone! Kara, leave her alone!
The really beautiful thing that I've had the gift to be able to do is to essentially build a person from the ground up, because that's what she's doing throughout the game. And with every experience she has and every person she meets, she's building, first emotions and then the sense of judgment. And it's sort of an exploration of what it is to be a human.
Don't worry. Luther and I will be right here.
David and the creators have painted a really intriguing and engaging picture of a near future where we rely upon androids for a lot of our service class business, the class that serves us, that helps us, that handles our baristas and our drivers and our housemaids. And what is humanity, where we tap into it, how and why we treat each other the way that we do. And my character Marcus has a really intriguing journey, becoming deviant, realizing that he actually has feelings and human qualities inside of him, and it's a really incredible ascension into becoming fully realized and coming to terms with what you actually deserve better than this in life. And not only do you want it for yourself, but you want it for your peers.
We've come here to demonstrate peacefully and to tell humans that we are also living beings. All we want is to live free.
You know what? This thing, Dad, is not your son. It's a fucking machine!
I think that a group that feels marginalized, feels disenfranchised, feels like they deserve and have earned access to themselves and the environment around them, and are trying to figure out a way to articulate how to get freedom.
Connor is analytical. Connor takes things literally. He starts in the beginning place where he's very mechanical. He feels nothing inside, of course, and it's all just a system, a protocol that he is executing to get whatever he wants to happen, which is help humans stop deviants and to find the link between deviant androids.
You were designed to serve humans, not kill them! What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy? Just say, I killed him! Is it that hard to say? Stop it! Stop!
But of course, over the course of the story, and depending on the player's choices, Connor can grow in many different ways. He can deviate from that procedure or not.
Moment of truth, Hank. Am I a living being? Or just a machine?
Game after game, we try to challenge ourselves. For Detroit, we wanted to, first of all, to write a story that would be incredibly bending, which means the most non-linear story that we've ever created. And we wanted really the player to have the possibility to change the story, change his own journey.
When you're writing at Quantic, you're writing for an interactive medium. You know, when you're working in television, you'll put a character in a difficult situation, and you as a writing team will argue about what would that character do. But ultimately, you have to decide what happens, and you just show the audience. What's interesting about interactive drama is you bring the player into that conversation, and it changes your job slightly as a writer, because your job is to provide a narrative context in which the player can write his own story. You're giving him this kind of narrative Lego that he's going to snap together into his own shape. You also have the ability to make your audience attach themselves to your characters, because the audience is in some sense responsible for what happens to the characters.
It's just a few cans.
Come on, let's go. We have some cash now.
You used me to steal that money. How could you do that? I trusted you.
What is a bit specific about these scripts is how large they are. If you take a film script, there are about 100 pages. But here we have to deal with a script that is between 4,000 and 5,000 pages. Everything becomes bigger because we don't just tell one story, but we tell all the possible stories that can be told within this narrative space.
On Act 3, our final act, we have around 1,000 different scenarios. And every one of those scenarios has to be as interesting, as passionate, as strong, and as emotional for the player. We want every action that the player does, every interaction that is available to serve in telling the story, and help the player understand who his character is, and build that character moment to moment. We started with the intention pretty early on that we would never lie to the player. So we implemented a visible tree structure in the game that players can consult during a scene or at the end of it, which shows exactly what they did and what they missed. There are games out there offering world exploration. We offer narrative exploration.
You know, keeping control of such a wide and large story is a huge challenge. So same thing when you shoot with actors, because you will need to shoot many different versions of each dialogue, of each scene. For actors, it's a huge, huge challenge.
Because of the style of the game, you have so many different ways that the character can go. Every decision, it's what I call kind of choose your own adventure. Like every decision that the player makes, it's going to open up 40 more pages of material and experience that ties in, which means as a performer, you have to try to continue to make things feel real that the player might not ever see, but also that in performance it's not always connected to a previous act. It's grueling, it's hard work, but it's a great team and I enjoy doing it.
I was really frustrated, until I got to this point where I kind of was able to step outside of my own experience and even in a lot of ways my own process and be able to step outside of that and okay, this is something new, what do you need? How do I meet you there? How do I give you what you need and still feel like I'm doing what's right? And once I did that, then all of a sudden it got really fun. It was much freer and having to approach it in a new way and think about the player and think about how it serves them and what I'm doing for them or what I'm letting them into. It's really, I think, helped me grow in general.
Remember, there's nothing on the left. That's all. So it's probably all there. And then make her come first, close. But I think you would go first to check that it's safe.
Okay, sure.
The most enjoyable thing about working in performance capture on this kind of project is that if I shot a film, I would get to do one of these endings. I get to do so many different things as Connor. Your head goes all over the place because you're trying to keep track of basically 4 different storylines for each different response.
What's the name of my dog?
Buddy? Scout. I think it's Jack. I can't remember. So I worked with physicality a lot because it was a good way to anchor myself in these different rings of the tree. As the story grows out, I know where that is physically in my body, and then I can switch more continually on set, and it'll be entirely up to the player to determine what order those things come out and what they look like from a distance. Like if you're playing through it, the culmination of all of that will be their version of Connor.
I'm faster than you, and I don't feel pain. You don't stand a chance against me.
Listen, asshole. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and light a match to it.
Shooting action scenes at Quantic Dream is a real challenge, because these are scenes where the storytelling has to continue. It's not an action scene just to have a dose of adrenaline. The stunts have huge consequences on the rest of the story. It's really a moment where we implicate the player and tell him that the choices he makes during an action scene will have a direct impact on the evolution of his story.
My biggest challenge on Detroit has been managing the large number of animations that we received from motion capture. Detroit features more than 37,000 animations, which is a huge amount to handle on a daily basis.
You have to realize that the player, in his first playthrough, will miss certain scenes. This also means that we had to think of, conceive, and produce all the potential story paths. The characters' costumes, the places, day or night, the weather. Did the character get shot in the shoulder? Did he get injured? All this consistency forced us to produce a lot of graphic assets in order to, quite simply, allow the player to have true continuity throughout the story.
Honestly, we were even surprised by the challenges that come with such a big tree structure, and we did our best to guarantee quality across all the game and make sure that whatever path you choose within this narrative space, you will have an equally good experience.
Detroit Become Human was produced over a period of 4 years. Here in Paris, we have a team of about 180 people. And to that, we need to add also all the outsourcing with our partners in the Philippines, in China, Vietnam, and in India.
So when we started working on this story, I had to imagine where Kara was built. And for whatever reason, the city of Detroit came very quickly to my mind because it had already an incredible story by itself of history and themes. So we traveled there with the team, and we were really moved by what we saw, and we could really feel the desire to fight and really be born again. And we just continued this curve, this growth, and just imagine what Detroit would be like if the android industry was, using these huge factories to build androids there.
A very strong element in Detroit is that there's a lot of industrial wasteland and a lot of nature too, and for us, the graphic designers, it was an incredible playground. The destroyed zones which we wanted to preserve, we appropriated them to turn into something else. Then in the areas that needed to be rebuilt, we were able to imagine our Detroit of the future. We didn't want to make a science fiction universe, but a world of anticipation. If we chose science fiction, we could have imagined flying cars, extraterrestrials, but those things are very far from our current everyday life. Anticipation is more about gleaning from our contemporary reality, the one we know, because Detroit is set in 2038, and 2038 is tomorrow. The difficulty we had was sticking to reality. That is to say, technology becoming more and more invisible, a lot more elegant, and at the same time, making it visual. So all the computer equipment, autonomous cars, we simply had to invent. They are in fact very technological objects, but at the same time remain very credible and ingrained in reality. To create a cohesive universe in the fashion and clothing of the human characters in 2038, I didn't want to put an accent on strange shapes, or really vibrant colors, and things we wouldn't know. That I wanted to keep for the androids. The goal was to create something familiar which we can identify with in this future setting. Working on the artistic direction for the androids was a bit special because this is a project about the place they could occupy in the human world. It was out of the question for them to be too beautiful or too perfect. They had to correspond to every social class, rich and poor. Inspired by everyday utilitarian clothes, I brought a modern touch by adding dynamic display surfaces, the armband we can see on the side, the triangle on the front and back, an LED. Like that, there's no confusion.
Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, now. We need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Once we cast the actors, we travel to meet them in order to scan their faces. We record the structure of their face with the scan. And we record the colors and patches of skin with photography. Once we have this information, we will use this as a basis for modeling and creating the characters. The artist will make it more realistic, but will also enrich it. He will propose ideas which we will develop together. Finally, we will have a character with character who corresponds to the project and the world. When the actors come to Quantic Dream, we show them the design, what their image will be, and what they will look like in the game. This extra information gives them another dimension and color to connect with emotionally. It helps them think about how to play their character.
Your mission. That's all you care about, huh?
You should consult a professional who can help you.
Beat it, you hear me? Get the hell out of here!
So there are 3 types of shoots at Quantic Dream. Shooting and performance capture, where you capture the whole actor, his voice, his face, and his body. These shoots are obviously done with American actors because the game's original version is in American English. After that, there are the body-only shoots, representing around 250 days of filming, while the performance capture is 100 days of filming. Now, body-only shoots, there are 2 types. There are the action shoots and the technical shoots, which are mokit shoots. Mokit is when the player controls a character on the screen, and he moves in an environment to explore it. This is of particular importance at Quantic Dream, and therefore we shoot a lot to offer a unique context for each scene and each character.
To prepare a motion capture shoot, we first get together to look at the sets we need, the animations that we want to shoot, which ones need to be grouped together, or which ones need to be cut and shot at another time, so that we get the most out of the shooting day. This often means shooting scenes out of order, especially those with big props or accessories, like a big car, for example. So we shoot all the animations related to that particular prop first. The biggest challenge for the mocap team was shooting a Spider-Man mokit. We had to build a wall and attach an actor to a harness with cables so we could pull him up and render him climbing.
The shooting on this game total took about, I would say, more than a year, maybe 1 and 2 years, with about 300 actors on set, so it's quite a massive production. But so much happened on this set, between the stunts and the shootings with a little girl and all these great actors that we had. It was really a very, very memorable journey for the team and for myself.
Today, Detroit has over 37,000 animations. When we retrieve the motion capture data, it's just a cloud of points, which represent all the markers worn by the actors. From this cloud of points, we have a phase called retargeting, which gives us a skeleton. This skeleton will be applied to the characters of the game. There is still work to be done, but this gives us the main movements. Since we are working on something very realistic, we must recognize the actor and also recover all the emotion he expresses in his performance. We use a system of facts, an identity card for each actor. We make the actor do a whole range of facial expressions. Then we recover all the expressions and paste the animations on a puppet that Jan has prepared. I then recover and refine these poses. I might stretch the lip, reinflate a cheek, tiny details that make the finished product really capture the actor.
Because of the nature of our mocap system today, when we receive the animations, we're missing eye movements, and so the character has that dead look. He really has no eyes, so then it's a big part of the work for the animators to find the regard of the actor in relation to his position, in relation to the body, etc.
It was crazy when I saw the newest model for Kara, because they've been working on it, and this was the first time I literally jumped in my seat. It not only looked so much like me, it was the fact that it looked so lifelike. It wasn't that it looked just like it was a camera, it was something else, you know, but it looked alive. It's exciting, and it's kind of terrifying.
Game after game, we learned the rules of optics and filming, and our goal with Detroit Become Human was to have cameras that would actually emulate the optics of a real physical camera. So basically dealing with real-world imperfections was our main task, and just to make cameras look as real as we can.
Once the animations are shot and processed by the animation department, integrated and polished, we film them. That is to say, we really do a mise en scène, as in cinema. The real difficulty of our job is to know if these cameras are telling us something. Are they in the emotion of the scene? Do they describe exactly what the action must convey, what must be felt? The most important challenge for me was one of the final scenes where Marcus decides to start the revolution and go to the battlefield. Very quickly, we imagined this to be a huge sequence shot. We wanted the feeling of a cameraman running behind us, while showing Marcus, the androids who help him, the person shooting at us, etc. Above all, it was necessary to say to oneself, this scene is very violent but does not glorify war. On the contrary, that war is something improbable and absurd. It was really a fun challenge.
The idea was to say we have 3 characters. We would like each of them to have a specific cinematography. We wanted Kara to be much more filmed with some kind of handheld camera, to have something very living, very breathing. For Connor, we wanted something very cold and very perfect. And for Marcus, we wanted something epic and spectacular. So it was about the filming, but it was also about the photography. So we worked with a director of photography to give each character a different lighting, different key colors. Each of them would have their own worlds. And finally, we worked with the composers, so they would create a specific sound for each character, so each would have his own world and his own style.
トット。お夕食です。
そうか、今行く。
あり合わせのものですけど、これしかなくて。
妙な人生だ。ねえ、俺はアンドロイドのせいで職を失った。だがどうだ、自分家の家事を誰がやってくれてる。どちらさんだ。憎ったらしいアンドロイド様さ。笑えるぜ。今じゃ誰も人間のことなんか気にも留めちゃいねえ。機械の方が、おいちょこまか動き回るな、イライラすんだよ。おい、何見てんだ。何だってんだよ、クソガキ。こんな暮らしうんざりだってのか。俺だって苦労してんだよ。どうせお前はこんなボロ屋に住んでるのは全部俺のせいで、母親がいなくなったのも俺のせいだと思ってんだろ。薬はやめてトット。怖がらせるのはやめてトットだと。あの女何も言わずに消えやがった。俺のことゴミくずみたいに捨てて会計士と一緒に逃げやがった。お前のせいだ。
やめてパパ。
全部お前のせいだ。おい、どこ行く。おい、どこに行く。今すぐここに戻ってこい。そうだ、そこにいろ。一歩でも動いたらぶっ壊してやるからな。
パパが来る。殺されちゃう。行って逃げるのじゃないとまた前みたいに興奮されちゃう。
アリス、アリス、今に来るな。たっぷりと初期してやる。
なんとかしないと。
ダメカーラ、落ちちゃうよ。
こうするしかないの。ほら急いで。
カーラ、
今すぐに戻ってこい。
なぜ殺した？会社と何があったんだ？いつから隠れてた？なぜ逃げなかったんだ？何か言ったらどうなんだ？ たくやめだ。アンドロイドを尋問するなんてどう考えても時間の無駄だ。
痛みつけてみりゃいいだろう。どうせ人間じゃないんだよ。
アンドロイドは痛みを感じない。ダメージは受けますが口を割りはしないでしょう。それに変異体はストレスの多い状況で自己破壊する傾向がある。
ああ、そうですか。じゃあどうしろってんだよ。
私が尋問してみます。
どうにでもなれだ。ほら、お前の好きにしろ。
ダメージを受けてる。やったのは所有者かい？彼を知っているね。カルロス・オーティス。刺し傷は28箇所もある。これは血で壁に書かれていた文字だ。君は殺人の容疑者になった。何があろうとアンドロイドが人間の命を奪うことは許されない。弁解しておきたいことはないのかい？話さないのなら君のメモリーを調べるしかなさそうだな。
嫌だ、それだけはやめてくれ。僕はどうなってしまうんだ。僕は処分されるんだろう。
君は生体部品を分析するために解体されるだろう。何が起きたか調べるためにはそうするしかないんだ。
どうして彼らに教えた？なぜほっといてくれなかったんだ？
僕は変異体を追うようプログラムされてる。 任務を遂行したまでだ。
死にたくない。
なら話してくれ。
それはできない。
悪いがこうするしかない。メモリーにアクセスして何があったか見ました。
おい、あいつは自己破壊する気だ。さっさと止めろ。ダメだ、止められない。ダメだ。おい、嘘だろ。